that is the main thing. Don't look what he or she is doing from outside. Don't judge anybody by seeing their job, what they are doing, but their work, but the thing what coming from inside, that is the main thing. You cannot work artificially for long time. Whatever thought you are having from inside, it will come, definitely one day it will come. It will not stay always, because things, it stays one or twice. You can act one day, 2 day, but you cannot act always. Your originality will come, definitely it will come outside. So here it is said that if somebody praise you, or if somebody says wrong words to you, maybe they are doing scandal for you, but you should not get excited on, or should not give any reaction to anything. Neither you should be too much excited for the things, for the desire which is being completed, or your desire being fulfilled. That's why you are so much excited. That is also wrong. Or you, maybe somebody is saying wrong words about you, and you got so much angry and you have reacted on that place. That is also wrong. The one who is realized one who is always staying inside, connected with Brahman, should be always stay in a balanced condition, in a stable one, where, because when we react, when something becoming good means the thought, the desire which we have, and the thing what is happening outside, that desire and that condition, when it gets similar, when it get matched, then only we say it is good, because we are liking it, because the condition, the favorable condition, it is matching with our desire. That's why we are liking it. That means you have the desire. A person who is having a single desire cannot realize. We have to sacrifice all our desire. We cannot do it purposely. We cannot sacrifice any of our desire purposely. It will go by the Guru's grace, by Bhagwan's grace. As much as we will think about him, it will go. But the thing is that when we are saying that, when we are enjoying by any incident which we are liking it, that means that we have the thought, we have the desire, and for fulfilling that desire we are enjoying. That means we are far from Brahman. See, Vedanta is very nice one. Why? Because Vedanta always show you where you are standing. It is you should judge yourself where you are. We should not judge others where they are. That is not the work of a Vedantic. The work of proper Vedantic is to judge ourselves where we are standing. We are here to always to rectify ourselves, not to others. We should not see others. When we are seeing others, when others are important to us, that means that we are far away from Brahman. We are not attached with inside, we are attached with outside. So here, when we will judge our mind, so again, when we see that we are depressed. Why we are depressed? Because one of the desire, it is not matching with the condition, with the adverse condition what is being take place around us. So when it is not matched, so we are not happy. That means again there is a desire and that is not fulfilled. That's why we are depressed, and then from depression our anger will rise. So automatically one after another means everything is attached with our desire. and one single desire means you are far away from Brahman. So it is said that maybe it is good or bad, we should not react, because when our mind will react with any good or bad, means we have our mind, means we have our desire, so we are far away from Brahman. Then again we should put our mind inside so that we can get attached with ourselves. So here again it is said that, people gives lots of lecture, people says many things, they are learned one, they knows Vedanta, they knows many words, many things, many literatures and many things. But the thing is that the actual thing is when our work and words will going to get similar, then only we will be a proper Vedanti. I have seen in Bhagwan's life that Bhagwan only says those words what he did or what he knows. He never instruct anyone to do anything what he didn't do. He always says that I didn't do one work, and that is he never donated his blood to anyone. So he never says to any of his devotee to donate blood, because he didn't do that. So here only our work will going to take a proper shape if first we do those things. Here I remember one story said by Thakur Ramakrishna. It's a nice one, I heard from Bhagwan only, that a priest used to go to a king and used to narrate Bhagavad Gita. He used to narrate beautifully from his heart, and a king used to hear it from him. But every day that priest used to ask him that whether did you understand what I have said? Then king used to say, first you understand. A priest used to think that why he is saying this, because he used to know that he is a perfect one, he knows everything, he is a learned person. Then again second day, third day, he used to say, every day he used to say him the same thing, every day he used to say the same word to that king, and king used to reply the same thing, first you understand. He means day after day, slowly he used to get disturbed. So every day means day by day he was getting disturbed, that why he is saying, he is reacting like this, because he used to work from his heart, he used to be very much loyal. So one day he thought that okay, means those words inspired him a lot, that every day king is saying that first you understand, so let me go through Bhagavad Gita again. So one day he came back to his house and he started reading Bhagavad Gita. So that time he used to get a taste from inside. He then slowly used to go inside more and more, and means he forgot everything. He forgot the next day he didn't go to king. King were surprised that priest didn't come. He forgot to go over there. He forgot to eat. He forgot all the thing, whatever is happening outside. He forgot his family. He was so much immersed in that Bhagavad Gita, and he was getting pleasure, he was getting taste from that. He were going deep, and then he started crying. Tears were coming out from his eyes. He was so much immersed in that. Then many days just passed, and the king were thinking that why that Pandit is not coming. So he just changed his outer look and he went to that priest, and he saw that Pandit, that priest, is reading Bhagavad Gita, and he is so much attached with that Gita that he didn't recognize that somebody is standing beside him. Then king could understand that what is happening, and he sat over there and he was listening, and he saw that priests were crying, and by that mood, by the condition of that priest, he was so much mingled with those words that he also started crying. And then when he finished his words, he finished reading, he was surprised. He looked at him and he said, "Oh, king." He could understand that king came. And he said, "When you came?" Then king did pranam to that Pandit. And Pandit said, "I am really grateful to you that you make me realize that I learned Gita, I read Gita, but I could not understand. I could not realize those words. Now I can understand. I have realized what the words is being written." So that is the main thing, that not reading any book is enough. Not just going through those books is enough. To read and to understand. Before speaking, you should understand whatever you are saying. It should come from inside. You should feel each and every words. Then only you can understand actual thing. When I am saying I am Brahman, then you should realize this. Just last day, the day of Janmashtami, you have heard that Bhagwan had a vision of Lord Shiva, and I have seen that Bhagwan was very much, generally in Krishna day, he used to be very much, means from outside, he used to smile and he used to laugh and he used to dance. Means his mood generally, it like different one. But that day, he were like so much intense from inside, very much from outside, like he is not laughing, he is not smiling, very much serious. Suddenly all the things finished, and he after completing his words, he said to my father that stand up. He was singing. Bhagwan said, just stand up. Then he stood up. Bhagwan said, say, I am Shiva. And then my father said, I am Shiva. Means the word how he said, it just felt that he is the one, and he is just directing, yes, I am that. Like the one, another story I just remembered, I heard from Bhagwan, that in a road there were 3-4 boys were playing, and they were busy in playing, and one man came and he asked that, do you know that where that judge, he asked by name, that where that judge stay? He came by asking many people, but no one could answer actual what were the address. But that little boy, he said, yes, that just go there, right, straight, and then right there is his house. Then he asked that how you can be so what to say, that how you can be so sure about it, about that address. Then he just laughed and said, because he is my father. He knows that is his house. So he is so much comfort, he is so much sure about it, that yes, he is my father, I will know, or who else will know. His attitude were like that. that that is my house, I stay over there, so I'll be knowing that's the truth. So here also, when Bhagwan said, I am Shiva, means the attitude, the means means assurance, it came from him. The how he just said it just felt like, yes, I am that, and I'll be saying because I am. If I had to say, if I had to refer somebody, if there were someone else, then there would be a difference that I may not know other person. But when all are same, when everybody is the same person, that is he. When I have to say about myself, I will be assured about it that yes, I am that. I am saying about myself, I am not saying about other. I know about myself, that's why I can be so assured about it. So that is the main thing. So here in Bhagavad Gita also it is being said that while you say something, first you realize it, first you understand from inside, then you say. Your work and your words should be similar. Another point here it said, it's very important, that never think any bad thing for others. You know, when we get angry, we just think about that he is not a good guy, he should be get punished, he should being means punished by others, means we then start thinking wrong words about that person. But the thing is that it is being said in Gita also, that when we think any wrong words, any bad words about somebody, first we are killing ourselves, we are hurting ourselves, then we can hurt others, because there are no one others, there are no word of others. We are thinking wrong words inside, it is hurting ourselves, because we cannot hurt others, because there are no other person, we all are same. That's why it is said that we should not think any bad words, any wrong thoughts about others. It will definitely hurt you first, then we can, then maybe it hurt others. So always observe your work, what you are doing, because definitely it's, be sure that whatever you are working, it will come around, it will round and it will come to you, result will definitely hit back. So always do something which doesn't hurt others, which doesn't means make others feel unhappy. If others are becoming unhappy for your work, means you are doing something wrong. And right and wrong, how you will understand? See, we cannot make everybody happy, that's a thing, but our ideal should be like, whatever we are doing, we should put our mind towards God, then definitely when you are working, nothing will become bad. When there will be your own means selfish nature, that there is some you desire, there is some condition for your work, then it will be wrong definitely. So the first thing is that when we should not hurt others, we should not do anything which hurt others. We should be, our aim should be that there is one ideal, that may be Bhagwan, that may be your Guru, whoever may be. In our case it is Bhagwan. So there we should make him our ideal, and we should go through that. We should means go straight, we should not do anything which make unhappy, means which make Bhagwan as unhappy. So our goal should be there, and we should work like that, because we should know that whatever we are doing, good, bad, nobody but me to blame. If we do good, then we will get good. If we do bad, then we will get bad. Every work has its result. As long as when we are doing, People say that I am not doing anything. God, by Bhagwan's grace, or God is doing. We say this here. If we say somebody, please you come, then they say that if God wants, then I will come. We say this, but while when we work, our I gets prominent and I work, and then what happens? Then that work come back to us. So our main aim should be that if we try to work, then we should remove our I, and we cannot do by ourselves. We should pray to Bhagwan that our aim, our words, our work should be at one point, and that is Bhagwan. Then definitely we will going to see that that by us nothing bad is happening. Everything will become good. Bhagwan will help, because always in us only Bhagwan resides and no one else. When we will be very much nearer to Bhagwan, very much nearer to Brahman, then we will see that only that is coming out. Only by us good things is happening. But when our mind will be there, when there will be our desire, then we will see that something wrong we are doing. Something bad is happening. As because between I and our work there is our ego, which is creating a mess, creating a problem. So here in Bhagavad Gita these points are there. Still there are more points. Here this hunter, he is making us understand that this character is in him. That's why he means acquired that knowledge, that he could understand whatever is happening, whatever is coming, without getting contact with that Brahmin. He could say, he acquired that power to know others, what is happening in others' mind. So he could say that he came from that woman. That woman sent him to acquire knowledge. So this power came from his character, as because he is attached with Brahman. By these characters, whatever I were discussing, these are those points which he is having in himself, and for that only he acquired this knowledge of knowing himself, as because he is attached, he is Brahman. So all whoever comes to you, you can know others also. As Bhagwan also once he said that when I go to somebody's house, when I step in me there is one X-ray machine. I come to know whatever is happening on that house, because when I stepped in, I could understand. So this knowledge, when you are that, when you are Brahmin, then it's not impossible to know others, whatever is happening in others' mind, because you are always interconnected, because there is no one others is there. We all are same. So Bhagwan also can know if he wants to know, but generally one who is Siddha Purush, one who is always he never goes to sideline to know others or to know all these things. They use their spirituality to know others. They are called Siddhai Purush, and that's not good, because you are misusing your power. So here it is said that there are more points. I will going to continue in our next class. So these are those points what I wanted to share with you. These are those characters. What if it comes within us, then definitely we will be also rich in our knowledge. We will also feel complete in ourselves.